Over the past 18 months, I've spent about $2,500 on YouTube ads to grow my channel. And today I'm going to be going over the strategies that I've used, the things that did work, the things that didn't work, the best tips that I can give you from my experience, and hopefully from this you can learn a thing or two so you don't make the same mistakes I did when trying to grow your YouTube channel with YouTube ads. And hopefully it'll save you a few hundred or a few $1,000s by being able to go to better strategies straight away based off what I've found. This video here is a follow-up to the video I made pretty much exactly a year ago titled I spent $1,000 on YouTube ads. In that video, most of the $1,000 was kind of wasted or didn't get put to the best use because I had no clue what I was doing. There wasn't really any educational content on how to grow a channel with YouTube ads at the time, which is why I'm making these videos, so hopefully you can learn a thing or two from my mistakes and experiences. All I ask in return is leave a like on the video if you enjoy it, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and send this video to a friend who is trying to learn YouTube ads or trying to grow their YouTube channel and could do with some help. I'm sure they will thank you for it, and I will thank you for it as well. Quick disclaimer, I do live in this beautiful country called New Zealand, so when I am occasionally going to be showing you screenshots of ad accounts, of my ad account on YouTube, they will be in New Zealand dollars. However, when you hear me talking, I will try and say everything in US dollars to keep it simple, as I know that is a more widely known currency, obviously. But for rough estimates, if you're looking at screenshots that I'm putting up, $1 US is equivalent to about 1.5 New Zealand dollars. Pretty much exactly, it hangs around that number. Also, quick side note, the video I spent $1,000 on YouTube ads that I published a year ago has now made over $220 in the last 6 months that it has been monetized on my channel, and now is making anywhere from $2 to $3 US per day in passive income entirely from YouTube AdSense, whilst also trending upwards in views, subscribers, all of that. So pretty cool fun fact, I guess. Now, over the past year since I published the other video, I've spent about $1,500 US on advertising. All of this was just simply promoting my videos. It wasn't pre-roll ads to try and promote an email list or a course or consulting. It was just trying to get my videos in front of more people to grow my channel. And this is split into two main advertising groups. The first one is the old strategy, and the second one is the newer and improved strategy. The old strategy I ran from October 20th, 2019 until February 20th, 2020. I spent approximately $1,100 US just wishing it would grow my channel and help me explode. I was also posting twice a week and working really hard on organic strategies to try and grow my channel, and at this time I had about 3,000 subscribers when I posted the first video. Now, during this period where I was running the ads and spent $1,100, I gained 1,900 new subscribers, which equals out to about 15 per day. Now, on rough estimates, if I sort of look at my growth beforehand and then look at the growth during, I was getting approximately 5 new subscribers per day from the ads. It's impossible to track exactly, but that's sort of like a rough estimate. And this was while spending about $9 US per day on these ads, so it was about $2 US per subscriber. Then I stopped completely for about 4 months as these ads just weren't doing the best, or they weren't doing as well as I'd hoped. And at that point, I simply focused on improving my content. Now, in this 4-month period, from about mid-February to about mid-June of 2020, I gained 5,700 subscribers, 300,000 views, and made about $1,000 US in ad revenue from YouTube, which I was pretty stoked with. The way I did this was purely organic through putting more effort into creating better content and more of it. At the end of March this year, we went into a massive, very strict lockdown due to the whole world event that we all know what's happening. And at that time, I lost a couple clients from my agency because they were no longer able to operate. All my sport got cancelled, and so I had a bunch of extra time on my hands, as well as the fact that we were pretty much locked at home. I used this as an opportunity to crank out content and started putting out content every second day. Now, this not only gave more ways for people to find my channel and follow me, but it also made me considerably better at making videos. I got better at finding good topics to make videos on. I got better at scripting videos. I got more confident on camera so that I could be more entertaining and engaging. I got better at writing titles. I got better at doing thumbnails, and this was all simply through actually just doing it, looking at what's working and adapting, as well as just getting more experience. I also hired my younger brother to start editing my YouTube videos, which made them considerably better editing quality because, yeah, I'm not the best when it comes to editing and that sort of stuff. And that was actually how I grew quite fast. So for those of you who were asking on the previous video if running ads will affect your organic growth after it, it definitely did not. My organic growth after I ran these ads was very strong, and most of that came down to putting out a huge amount of content, but the organic growth from those subscribers that I gained from the ads was still very much there. Now let's take a look at the second phase of ads that I ran. This was from July 20th until now, which is October 16th. Now in these 3 months, I spent just $375 US, which works out to be about $5 per day. Now these ads, I spent considerably less money, got considerably less views, but they worked out so much more effective. Now it's really hard for me to gauge the exact return of all of these ads in general, from the first ones to these ones, because as far as I'm aware, you're not able to track the subscribers that you gain from ads, especially as by this point my channel was already doing alright and gaining 40-45 subscribers a day. But I think it's fair to say that these ads here that I was running were getting 3 to 4 times the results of my previous campaigns. The ads that I ran in the first video that I showed you, as well as the first part of this video, were pretty much a waste of time aside from the experience that I gained, but these were actually really good, and it's why I'm leaving these running at $5 a day currently. The one thing that I can track that is, I guess, a good measure with these videos is the watch time. And the watch time on the ads that I ran now is about 800 to 900% higher than the first couple campaigns. And I put that down to 2 key reasons. So the first thing that I did is I went ultra specific on my targeting. I used the Google Ads Manager to really hone in on that target subscriber that I was trying to get, or target viewer that I was trying to get in front of, and then use their ad platform to get in front of them. This way, when they did land on my video, they would watch it for a much longer amount of time, and they are way more likely to watch multiple videos and potentially turn into a subscriber, and then ideally a customer down the line. When I first ran my ads, I was just going pretty wide. I was sort of targeting entrepreneurs, people interested in social media, people wanting to make money online. What I did this time is I found channels where my ideal audience was hanging out, and I targeted those audiences with my ads. This way, people who were already interested in content extremely similar to what I post, and they were already watching that, could then be presented with my videos, and that would be a much easier sell to get them to commit to watching my video and then turning into a subscriber. The second thing that I did to massively improve the results of my YouTube ads actually had nothing to do with the ads themselves. It was simply by making considerably better content. Now, making better content came in a couple of different ways. Now, firstly, I just got considerably more comfortable on camera purely from actually doing it, and just making a ton of videos made me way more confident on camera, and then hopefully come across more engaging. And secondly, I invested into better equipment. The best value for money improvement that I probably made with my equipment was definitely my softbox, which cost me about $100, and that has massively improved the lighting. It's really, really good. It's taken my videos from looking like this to looking like this, and it's a super simple setup. It's nothing fancy. On top of this, I have also recently invested in a camera which helps me make better quality content. I've always had the mic, so the audio's always been okay, but yeah, a softbox, a camera, and getting considerably better on camera has helped me make way more engaging content, which leads to people watching my videos for longer, especially when it's the first video they're ever clicking on. Because if I run an ad to someone who's got no clue who I am, and they click on it and the sound's average and the lighting's horrible and the visual is not great and the person on camera is a bit boring and a bit shy and is sort of like mumbling their words, then it's not really going to hook them into watching a bunch of my content. They're probably just going to click off and go to another creator who has got all of that nailed. But by increasing the quality of things, even though I'm definitely not the best in my niche at this, but just by making it way more presentable, it's leading to way higher watch times, way more subscribers, and way more effective ads. Like I mentioned before, when I was running the ads on my first video and the first campaign, I believe I was getting about a 30-second average watch time from the people coming to it. This was low for one, the quality of the video itself, like the lighting, the video setup, the confidence on camera was pretty low, and the people I was sending into it were not super targeted. However, on my recent campaigns over the past couple months, I've been getting about 4 to 4.5 minutes average watch time, which is like 8 to 9 times what I was getting previously. And like I say, this is entirely down to targeting people better and having way more presentable content, good camera, good lighting, more confident, still a far way away from where I'll probably be in a year or 2 or 3 years time, but it's a big jump. On top of this, because of the great watch time, when you're paying for ads on YouTube, you're showing it to new people and they're engaging with it well, and then they go on to watch other videos. It makes it more likely that your content will get pushed organically, because when people stumble across your channel and they watch a bunch of your videos and there's a great watch time, it shows YouTube that you're putting out really good content, and they're going to push it to more people who are like them organically. And that pretty much wraps up my experience with YouTube ads, spending about $2,500. Here are the 3 main things you should be doing based on my experience if you want to improve your results with YouTube ads. Number 1, get really detailed on your targeting. You want to make sure you're putting your content in front of the right people so that when they do click on it, it is engaging and they're going to watch it for a long period of time. Partially because you want high watch time on your content, but also because you just don't want to be sending it out to random people and paying to get your video shown to people who aren't your ideal subscriber. It's just a waste of money. Number 2, make sure your content is as good as you possibly can do. I understand many of you may be on a budget, some bigger than others, but do what you can to make sure the videos are as high quality as possible. This can be from improving your lighting, to improving your camera, to maybe getting a microphone if you don't have one, and just getting out there and making a ton of videos so you get better on camera, you get better at scripting content, you get better at making thumbnails and all of this, which purely comes through practice. If you are on a budget, you can literally get a mic that's like this, which is good enough quality for YouTube, as well as a softbox, and record from your phone, which is what I did for the majority of my earlier videos. I didn't even have a softbox, and you could do that for about $200. Looking back now, I wish I'd invested in a softbox earlier. But simply spending thousands of dollars running ads to subpar content is not smart, and please learn from my mistake. Now, the third tip, which I did talk about quite a lot in the first video of this series, and that is don't waffle at the start of your video, especially for the one that you're going to be using as your ad. You want to hook them in and get them interested in what you have to say and interested in your video. Now, people who watch all of your content and have seen 10, 20, 30 of your videos probably love you, probably love your content, and they just enjoy hearing you speak, and they would probably be happy to hear a 3 or 4 or 5 minute intro about how your day's been going, what you've been up to, because they really like you. But when you're running ads to people who have no idea who you are, they have no connection with you, and the only reason they're clicking on that video is because in the title you talked about something that they want. Maybe you did a how-to tutorial for something, teaching them something along those lines. If you're teaching them how to cook something, or how to run a better YouTube ad, or how to grow on Instagram, you don't want to be spending 3 or 4 or 5 minutes at the start of that video just waffling. What you want to do is you want to put a hook at the start of the video. The first 10 seconds should be some sort of powerful statement or line that is going to pique their interest and get them wanting to watch the video. Then do a very short, very short call to action for people to subscribe to the channel, maybe a little bit about who you are. So you might start with a big, powerful opening line, followed by a, hey, my name's Josh, I'm 20, I've grown a ton of Instagram accounts, and now I post 2 videos every single week on YouTube teaching you how to crush it on Instagram, so make sure you subscribe. And then after that, get into the video. Start talking about the value for that person. This way you've hooked them in, you've given them an intro, and within 25-30 seconds you're diving into the content that they want to see. Now this might not give you a 10-minute video which is going to get you more AdSense from your existing subscribers. It might not do that. It might mean your video goes from being 10 minutes to being 5 or 6. But if it gets really good engagement and hooks people in early, those people are more likely to watch the whole video and go on to watch others, which is where they're going to be turning into a subscriber, a fan, and potentially a customer of yours. And that's pretty much it. Now all I'm doing is leaving this ad running at $5 per day just to get a little bit of extra growth to my channel. I don't really need to do it, but it adds a little bit more and helps me reach new people every single day, which is a great thing for the channel. I hope this video has helped you in some way, shape, or form with YouTube ads. I know this was a bit less analytical than the first one. It's a bit more probably things that I've learned, which hopefully has been more value to you. If you did enjoy it, let me know down in the comment section below. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be getting back to them. And if you haven't already seen the first one, go watch that. Aside from that, subscribe to the channel if you are new, smash a like if you enjoyed it, and see you all next time.